Hello guys, my name is Noms and today I have a different game for you. So this game is called PC Building Simulator and it's a pretty old game, but it's actually pretty useful for people who don't know how to build PCs but they don't want to read about it or watch videos. This is a game that will let you build your own PC. However, the parts are very limited right now because it's a free game, but next year it will be coming out on Steam and there will be a career, as you can see over here, and more parts. And I might be playing that. Maybe not, I'm not sure. Depends if I buy it or not. But for now, let's start. So I will actually skip the tutorial because I already know how to play this game. And I will just explain how it works later. So this is our PC right here. It's a case right now. And this is pretty much where all of your PC components go. So the first thing you want to do is actually install the IO shield. So like in real life, you want to set up the motherboard first, but seeing as this is a game, we're gonna have to set up the motherboard inside of the tray, which is this little backplate right here, where all of these little holes are. That's where the motherboard goes. So first off, let's install the IO shield, and I open the menu by pressing I. By the way, so it should be in miscellaneous. Here it is, IO shield, and this is pretty much what covers up all of your ports in your computer, like the USB, HDMI, Ethernet ports. This like makes it more organized, which like let's call it that, more organized. So next up we have standoffs. So this is pretty much where our motherboard will be mounted. So they will look like this over here, standoffs, and you pretty much want to install them on the holes on the tray over here. Now different types of motherboards like micro ATX or ATX will require a different amount of motherboards, or like standoff, sorry. And that is because they're like micro ATX is smaller than an ATX motherboard. So for now, I'm just gonna install all of the standoffs because I don't know how big this motherboard will be. So now let's go to motherboard. It's an Asus P8P67. Never heard of it. And it is a pretty big motherboard, seen as like it took up all of those standoffs. So next up, you wanna open up this little socket right here, which is the Intel socket. The AMD one is a bit different. And you want to install the little CPU over here. So you actually want to line up, there's going to be a little triangle, golden triangle on the bottom of your CPU. You want to align that with the triangle on the CPU socket. So next up, just install it. And this is the scariest part. You want to put the little tray down and push that pin down. It will apply a lot of pressure, but if it's put in correctly, you shouldn't worry because it is just like equal pressure. So that's pretty much it. So next up, I'm actually gonna install the RAM over here. So you actually want to open up this little compartments right here. This is where the RAM goes, and you can see like the different colors. So you have 2 sticks of 8 gigs of RAM each. That will give you a total of 16 gigs. And you, instead of just putting them next to each other, you want to put one of them in the black slot and the other one in the other black slot. Same thing goes with the blue ones. So we're gonna come in over here, get the memory, HyperX DDR3 RAM. So there's 4 different types: DDR RAM, DDR2, DDR3, and DDR4. So you have a DDR4 motherboard, you want to get a DDR4 RAM stick. So this is a DDR3 motherboard apparently, so just install them over here and the RAM is good to go. So next up, you want to add some thermal paste, and this pretty much what goes in between the heatsink and the CPU to aid heat transfer. So here it is, thermal paste. Just apply some of it. You want to apply a very little amount, like very little, like a rice-sized amount of thermal paste, right on the middle of the CPU. So next up, we're gonna be getting our stock cooler right here. And usually if you want to do like, if your CPU is like a high-end CPU like an AMD Ryzen 7 or an Intel Core i7, you're probably gonna get a aftermarket cooler, but for now we're just gonna be using the stock cooler. So we're not gonna be doing any cabling right now, we're gonna be doing that at the end. So next up, we want to install a graphics card. And this is what the PCI slots are for. So we have two, so I'm guessing this one can allow up to 2 graphics cards. So I forgot how to crouch, but I don't. Okay, shift makes you crouch, and you can install 2 right now. So this pretty much like you want to add a graphics card, a really good one if you want to do gaming. If you don't want to do gaming, you can just like use Intel graphics, like integrated graphics. But if you want to do like gaming, you're gonna probably want to get a graphics card. So these ones are massive actually. I didn't know they were that big. But I think the motherboard's good to go. So next up, we're gonna be installing the hard drives or the hard disk, and we're gonna be installing 4 of those. We're gonna be cabling this later. Next up, the the power supply. This is pretty much what delivers power to your whole system. So just put that in, and we are gonna be installing the what next? DVD drive. So let's get out of there. Let's open up our slots right here. Wait, are they open or closed? I don't know. Let me see. DVD drive. Okay, they're open. So let's put in 3 because why not? And let's just close this up to lock them into place. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like all the components mounted. So right now I'm just gonna be adding some fans just for like wait, let me start over. So the fans are just pretty much for airflow in your PC. So there's an exhaust fan over here that shoots out all of the hot air out, and usually you would have like a fan in the front for intake to get cool air in and then like cool down your components. But this one's a weird case, so we're just gonna have to put it down here. So I think for now that's pretty much everything when it comes to the components. We can add more RAM actually if you want to, so I'm gonna do that. I don't know how much RAM we have right now. Open. Wait, why can't I open this? There we go. So just close it up. So now let's add some more HyperX DDR3 RAM. And I think for now, or like right now actually, that's all the components installed. So now we're gonna be going over to cabling, which I'm pretty sure you press F1 to get to cabling. So right here, as you can see, we're in the cabling option now. So the first thing we're gonna cable up is the fan over here. So you can see there's this little like 3-pin connector up here. We just wanna click on that, and this is where the fan cable goes in. So as you can see, here's the option, and this will pretty much connect your power supply, your CPU fan into the motherboard to give it power. So I don't think you have to actually do anything with the fans over here, so we can just leave them like that. So next up we have the graphics cards. So here's where the 8-pin connector will go, I think. Yeah, this is what gives the graphics card power. Some of them will not need it because like the lower end ones, sorry, they will not need this connector, but some higher end ones like a 1080 Ti, they will need connectors. So this is where the 6-pin one goes, and we're gonna be doing the same thing for the other one. 6-pin. Okay, so that's pretty much it for graphics cards. So now we're gonna be going over to DVD drives. So this one will actually use a SATA right here. Okay, SATA power then, or Modex. Sorry, I've never plugged in a optical drive. And this is where the SATA power goes, or SATA. Sorry, I don't know how to mount optical drives. So it's Modex, and then SATA. Modex, where's Modex? Right here. And SATA. Okay, so we will actually be using the same cables for the hard drive, but instead of using Modex, we're gonna be using a SATA power. So let's just check that everything's connected. I think everything's properly connected. So now let's turn the case around, and back here you can see all the hard drives. So on the left, this is where the SATA power will go, and on the right, this is where the SATA will go. So you just repeat that process for all of the hard drives. SATA power, and if I could actually click on it, there we go, SATA and SATA power and SATA. It sucks that like we don't have an SSD in this build, and an SSD is pretty much just like a much better and faster hard drive. However, they're much more expensive because they're much faster and much newer and much better. So I think that for now we are done with the build. We have like to add the panels actually. So we're gonna be adding a panel right now. So let's go back into the mounting option. So now add the back panel. We're gonna add the drive cover. I don't know what that is. We don't need it because we have all of our drives in. Okay, we're gonna be adding the side panel, and that would be pretty much it. I think I went a bit too fast, but this is just pretty much like how to build a computer in a nutshell. So that's pretty much it actually. We can't add anything else, which sucks, because it's like a free game, so there's not much in it. Whenever the Steam version comes out, I might buy it and do a series on it. But you can buy other components like hard disks, more power supplies for some reason, DVD drives, graphics cards, CPUs, motherboards. You can buy all that right now, but you don't really need it because there's not much to the game as it is right now. So that has been it, how to build a, I was about to say a motherboard, how to build a PC. I will put the link to the game in the description below. You have to download it from itch.io. So yeah guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.